I welcome you all over to MCA2 students to our next session of cloud computing. Currently, we are discussing the various cloud computing platforms. We have seen Salesforce. We have discussed the Amazon AWS in the last session. And now, today, we will see Microsoft Azure. Let me share the screen with you. I assume the screen is visible to you and audio is reaching out to you. So currently in our cloud computing syllabus at the chapter 3 we are discussing the various cloud computing platform provided by the various CSPs, that's cloud service providers. As per syllabus we have to discuss the four major platforms, that's a Salesforce, which is a CRM application of cloud computing under the management domain. Secondly, we have discussed the Amazon AWS, which is a well-known web portal in the B2B, B2C, and all other applications of the management domain. It's for the purpose of sales and purchase and everything. And today we are going to see the Microsoft Azure cloud computing platform, and next will be the Google cloud computing platform, that's a GCP. Okay, every cloud computing platform has its own merits and demerits. It's specifically for that particular functional domain, and accordingly, it's been devised and compiled to work upon that functional domain and work for the stakeholders accordingly. We will move further. Today, we are going to see the Microsoft Azure introduction, then what are the VMs under the Microsoft Azure, networking, Active Directory. This is the agenda for session, cloud service provider and SQL Server, SharePoint, and management and monitoring. This is the authorized presentation shared on the Microsoft website. That's why I am taken that, I have took that only to discuss the Microsoft Azure platform. We'll move further. Now we will first see the what do we mean by the overview. That's the agenda of compute. What are the compute services provided by Azure, data services, application and network services under the MS Azure platform. Now, what do we mean by the cloud computing? All of us knows that what do we mean by the cloud computing? The three major service models are there: infrastructure, platform, and software as a service. Infrastructure is meant for the hosting or as a host. Platform wherein we can build or developers can build applications, and software which is meant for the end user stakeholders, actual consumer of that platform, and which is meant for the its major purpose is the to consume the services provided, to render the services provided. Now, the what are the major benefits or characteristics of the Azure? That's a it's a flexible one. It's open, means you can have the on any dimension, three-dimensionally it's open, and it's a solid one, means you can work for according to the requirement of that particular customer. That's a comprehensive set services. Now these are the Azure footprints where the Azure, Microsoft Azure is present. It's across the globe. Its presence is technically and digitally across the globe. What are the basic parameters or character properties of the Azure? As like any other cloud platform, it has no upfront cost. Then there is no need to buy any upfront server license as of today or as of to be begin with. It will be included in the price. Means you have to pay only for the what you use. Then you can have the pay per minute or not per hour. Means whatever you are using, it's like a real time billing. of the cloud services, then you can enjoy the deeper discounts for the compute with the MSDN credit. That's a license service, licensing service provided by the Microsoft itself. Microsoft license services, MSDN. You can have the campus agreement, you can have the commercial agreement, academic agreement with them. Now we will move further to the compute services provided by the Azure. Let me first the okay. Now these are the compute services provided by the Azure. It's a traditional data center. We have the application data, firewall, network, operating system, virtualization layer, or underlying hardware focus. It basic focus is on the application. We can have the virtual machines under that. Cloud services are also available. Then the websites like the web applications and data, and mobile services like mobile apps and data are also available under the Microsoft Azure umbrella. You can see the variety of services are available under the MS Azure umbrella, and that can be molded and flexibly available as per the requirement of the consumer and stakeholders. What do you mean by the virtual machines? Virtual machines, under the virtual machines, we have the applications. You can upload the or install the application. You can store data. We can implement and firewall rules that might be any hardware or software firewall. You can have the virtual networks available on the MS Azure virtual machines, and obviously underlying there will be the OS. These are the virtual machine solutions provided by the Microsoft Azure. That's the production deployment, then the development and test, then the rapid development and experimentation. We can create the virtual machine and cloud services over that. Cloud services have the application means cloud services means you can have the any particular application implemented, customized application implemented on the particular MS Azure cloud, and that can be rendered services that can render services to the end user. Now, what can you run on the cloud services? The general rule, if it runs in the Windows, it runs Microsoft Azure cloud services, because the underlying or the major is the, you can say, the Microsoft is a operating system of the any Azure, then obviously it's a general rule that it will have the Windows as a operating system. Then the choice of language, you can have the any choice of language as of given C hash or VB, C++. It's for the development purpose, developers purpose, Python, etc. Then the choice of framework, we can have the .NET, Express, JavaScript, Rails, Gents, that kind of cloud services are also possible. Then deploying, you can have the Microsoft Azure can deploy the any OS family, OS version or role, OS version or role that with respect to the multi-user operating systems endpoints, and any particular VM can be installed by deployed on the cloud services of the Microsoft Azure. Then what do you mean by the website? The fourth pillar of Microsoft Azure website, it's under two, you can have the web applications and data. Web application means which are meant to be implemented and run and executed on the web server, on the online mode only. It cannot be deployed at the, you can say, the client's machine. It has to be done online only. That's the web applications. And accordingly for that web application, there is a second is the data. Now we can, as a user, end user of the Microsoft Azure, we can have the powerful websites developed in a second. It will be a start simple. Then we can have the ready-made code to smartly utilize the given developing tools like the PHP or Node.js, ASP.NET, etc. We can have the backend database using SQLDB or MySQL. Even we can have the development on the Windows platform using Linux or OS X. These are the some of the multi-user operating system. We can start with the free, then accordingly as per the requirement, we can scale up. And lastly, we can go live by using the Microsoft Azure websites. Online, on layer, we can have the any particular protocol also can be done. The IIS, HTTPS, these are the some of the protocol diagnostic log can be done for the easy access and quick retrieval of data. Now, how MS is scaled? Scaled means how it will be available to the user. The first very basic plan or basic version, it's a free one. Then we can have the shared version of the that particular underlying services, underlying hardware, underlying computing services, underlying computing hardware. Computing hardware means it can have the memory, storage, processor, and networking. These are the four major tools or parameters of underlying computing hardware. We can have on the multi-tenant basis, that's a daily quotas. Multi-tenant can be there, that is a sharing option. Third, we can have the scaled up to the basic dedicated VMs can be there, up to the 3 number of VMs can be there. Then there will be no quota means daily quota will not be there. It will be dedicated for that particular customer, for that particular consumer and activity only. And the fourth scaled up version is a standard version wherein we can have Microsoft will provide the 10 virtual machines for the purpose of computing services. Thank you for attendance marking. Okay, we'll move further. These are the website solutions provided by the Microsoft Azure. Now, these are the basic website solutions, like we can use the platform service or software service, that last point, platform and service software platform. Then you can, for that purpose, we have to install the private Azure website cloud using the Azure pack. That's an installment pack is there, package is there. Then accordingly, we can build a powerful SaaS application on the top of Azure platform. We can also have the business application executed and run on the MS Azure. That's a third point. Then the digital marketing campaign can be done or can be held on the Microsoft Azure, and even organizational web presence means we can host any particular web portal website on the Azure also. That is the cloud computing websites. Now, what are the mobile services? The fourth pillar of the Microsoft Azure, that's the mobile applications and data. Data, see, at every pillar there is a data. First, there is a data. Third, second, fourth, data. I mean, data is meant as per that particular pillar. Mobile application and the data required for the mobile application and data generated by the mobile application, both will be there. Now, what do you mean by the mobile services? We can have the identity and access control as like any other mobile. Those who are using the iOS mobile, they can have the major, they can understood this point. Android, we can have the, this is the Android symbol, we can have the Microsoft Azure. Then data access is possible, notifications and messaging, application logic, underlying application logic can be developed, compiled and implemented using that cloud computing services of the Azure. Then the Azure storage, we under the data services. Now for each purpose there is a data pillar. Okay, we have seen that for each pillar there is a data parameter. Then for that data storage there is a special Azure storage, and this Azure storage account is there. That Azure storage account contained, the first is a blob. We will see what do we mean by the blob. Then the table, actual table, format of that table, might be some of the constraint or related parameters of that table, means how many records are there, how many columns or fields are there, which is a unique field like the constraint, what types of fields are there, then actually files under that table, and a queue. Queue means for the purpose of retrieving that data and storing that data and updating that data. And accordingly, we can have the outcomes like the entities, blobs. We will see the what do we mean by the blob, and messages, signals by the Azure storage services. Now this is the block diagram of file services. That's features of file services. It can manage the availability, scalability, durability. It can support the SMB and REST interfaces, and it can be used with the virtual machines and cloud services. Okay. See here, the Azure File Services, that's a platform. Using that platform of Azure, it's been accessed by the different cloud services. That can be Azure or any other cloud service. That can be Amazon AWS, or that can be Google platform. That can be Salesforce, etc. Even it can be accessed by the virtual machines directly. Now these are the Azure SQL databases. We can have the relational databases with the multi-tenant property services at a database level isolation. Tools and features are also there to SQL, like a SQL support to transact with the underlying database. We can connect using the SQL Server Management Studio, and business continuity can be held by using the active geo replication up to the 35 days. Now these are the service tiers of the SQL database. Service tiers means it's like a package of SQL. It's on the commercial basis. They are offering, Microsoft is offering on the three packages: basic, standard, and premiums. Details are given. The major point is the related with the database size. See here, it's a 2 GB, then 250 GB, and then the 500 GB, because database is always ever growing. That's why the major parameter of any database pack or any database service is the size of that database. We can also have the cache services under the Azure. Means Azure have given very itemized services, is giving very itemized services to the end user. Even they have means for the database they have the another package system. For the cache they have the another package system, like given here basic, standard, and premium. Even for the processor or any other like Hadoop based services, they have the uh, any other particular packages available, and accordingly it's been itemized services provided by the Azure. Now this is the block diagram of the storage. See, it's the on-premises data center. Then it can have the to and fro access to the block particular SSD. That's a data access. Most frequently, it will be kept under the SSD. That's a, you can say, the cloud computing RAM. Data access less frequency will be kept will be kept at the SAS, and underlying is a hybrid connection between the Microsoft Azure storage, and that can be data access rarely or archive that can be placed over that particular database of Azure. We can take the backup. These are the basic things of the any cloud computing server. Microsoft Azure site recovery means suppose any particular application or any VM goes down, then you can recover immediately 24/7, and in reality basis on recovery is possible in the Microsoft Azure. Application services under the Microsoft Azure. These are the application services. That's a service. No, this is being a technical presentation. Some words you might not be understanding that what are the, but these are the service bus means what kind of access mechanism. Bus, service bus. If you recall any electronic part, that's a bus means the data cable, and data cable is meant for the accessing purpose, accessing the underlying data by the interface, and then later on by the end user. Then we can have the queues for that queue technology, relay technology, push technology, that's a push notification, and notification hubs is available under the Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing Platform. Then the content delivery network is also there under the Azure. Azure actually supporting all kind of media services, means you can store and render services related to the any type of media that can be any particular audio, video, visual, text, any particular complex structured, unstructured, semi-structured data you can store on the Azure media, and that can be made available through the given access mechanism. You can upload, you can encode that data, you can make the package of data, you can protect, means secure your data, you can stream live, and you can deliver it to the end user. Now this is the active directory structure of the Microsoft Azure. See, there are some of the Microsoft Cloud applications, Office 365, Windows Intune, Microsoft Dynamics Customer Relationship Management, that's a CRM. Then some of the applications like WebEx, third-party cloud applications are also there. Salesforce, you can see the collaboration between the Salesforce and Azure. Dropbox facility on the Microsoft Azure, or Dropbox by the Google, then GoToMeeting and Cisco WebEx. That is like a Zoom like one of the application. Windows Server Active Directory is there, and PCs that can be accessed by the any device, that can be any PC device, or consumer identity providers are also there. Through that, it will be accessed. Now this is a Azure automation block diagram. Integration into the other system, highly available engines for the scaling purpose. Now this is the remote app of the Microsoft Azure, using app, mobile app, how you can control the your cloud computing subscription at the MS Azure. These are the some of the functionalities provided under that app. Access from the any particular device or any particular OS. Remote applications are delivered, then delivered via Microsoft Remote Desktop Protocol, scaled without large capital expenses, scale out or scale up, flexibly hybrid and cloud deployment options are also available under that app. Network services, we are moving towards that network services. That's the next pillar of. Yes, this is a network. See, there is a DNS address and address space for any particular cloud service. Okay, for any particular VM also there is a specific DNS address. It can support the DNS static IP addresses, internal load balancing, and hybrid and network connectivity. It can have the private access space also. That is the address space. Define your own address space in the cloud with the private connectivity between the VMs, cloud services, and hybrid connectivity. That's how we can configure the network services using Azure. Hybrid connectivity is also possible using VPN, that's a virtual private network. Site to site, segment and workloads can be done. There is a traffic manager concept in the Microsoft Azure. What is the to and fro traffic between the subscribers and subscription, so that it can be built accordingly. And any protocol like HTTP or any other protocol will be allowed. We can map our domain name like your service.trafficmanager.net with the CNAME. So these are the something we have got the compute services, data services, application services, and network services. We'll go to our first slide. Yes. So we have thus seen the brief fundamentals and basics of the Microsoft Azure, being the one of the topic under the chapter Out of these four cloud platforms, Azure, AWS, and GCP and Salesforce, we definitely there will be any particular question on any particular platform. So be prepared accordingly. I'm going to share this video and PPT and other documents, PDF documents on the Azure detailing by the Microsoft at our Google Classroom. Please be regularly visiting your Google Classroom to get the benefit of all the study materials. Tomorrow at the 11 o'clock, there will be a small class test of 20 minutes, 30, 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes on the case study of, subject. It will be on the topic of communication. How the communication is there means how we are doing the oral communication or verbal, non-verbal communication, body language, what do you mean by the interview, and all of us know that terminology. There will be a multiple choice questions based on the communication. So please attempt that all question, 15 questions will be there each for the 2 marks. That's why it's 30 marks for the half an hour. At 1 2:30, I think, not so 1:30, 2:30, there will be the first session on the operating OS 31. That's R programming laboratory practicals. So we attend that session. It will be a brief introductory session on the lab. So we will conclude our this session at this point. So with this, I conclude the session over here.